Hi everyone, I'm Sean.
I'm Laping.
Welcome back to our analysis video series. Today we're going to analyze Tengah Garden Residences.
Yes.
And we are very excited for it because it's going to be a new township in this area, and also we heard that the prices there is going to be the cheapest in 2026.
Yes.
So we are very excited and let's go.
Okay, so as usual, this is our content list. We will run through the specs of the projects, followed by a series of common questions. So for Tengah, what we are going to go through is, whether there is sufficient demand in the area, because a lot of people think that this area is very ulu. Ultimately, it's like the newest township in Singapore. So especially for those not residing in the West, it might feel like a completely foreign place to them. But we are here to share a little bit more about this neighborhood. Then also, we know that actually in the entire township of Tengah, currently there's no other condos, but there's a few ECs there currently. So the second question to address is, how are we placed against this EC competition? Okay, and lastly, which is our usual sweet spot unit analysis, then followed by our unit type analysis and conclusion. So project specifics, here are the information. So Tengah Residences is developed by Hong Leong Group CSC and Guaco Land, all very renowned developers. It's 99-year leasehold. This is going to be a mixed development. So it actually has 863 residential units with first story of commercial shops. So expect your F&B, retail shops and all of that right downstairs, very convenient for you. Retail space is about 25,000 square meter, which is considerably large. Expected TOP is Q3 of 2029, and it is going to be right beside the new Hongkar MRT on the JRL MRT line. So there's lots of convenience surrounding this project.
Okay, so Tengah Garden Residences is developed by Guaco Land and Hong Leong together with CSC Land, and these are some of the projects that have done really well on launch day, which is Lentor Mansion, Penreef and Faber Residences. And also in terms of the past projects, we can see things like Midwood, Amber Park and also Penrose. These are all very profitable developments, all done by the same developer as well.
So where exactly is Tengah Garden Residences? We all know that Tengah is extremely huge. The whole entire area here is Tengah. Okay, but it is going to be located right here, which is on the new JRL line at the Hongkar MRT station. Okay, right in front you can see that in future they're actually constructing this man-made lake or reservoir kind of thing for their waterfront living lifestyle. And for those who are familiar with the west side, Bukit Batok MRT is here, so it's further down, further than Bukit Batok, and Lakeside MRT is here, so it's like towards north side of Lakeside MRT. So this is where it's going to be at. And in terms of what is surrounding it currently, you see that there is a lot of residential plots, because the orange colors, they are all residential, right? So there's a lot of BTOs in the area. I think more than 20,000 units so far since the start of development of this township, right? In terms of private, like we mentioned just now, there's actually no private condos except for Le Quest, which is towards the Bukit Batok side, and it TOP'd 2021, which is already 5 years ago. So the rest of the so-called private development in the area, in the region of Tengah / the outskirts of Bukit Batok, is all of these executive condos. So the first of the series of EC launches is actually this project called Copen Grand. And Copen Grand actually launched some time ago. The residents actually collected their keys last year already. So their MOP is expected to be about 5 years down the road. Okay, followed by you have Altura, Lumina Grand, Novo Place, Auto Place. So these are the newer ECs spread across Tengah and also the outskirts of Bukit Batok.
Okay, moving on to the site plan for Tengah Garden Residences. So we can see there is a full condo facilities. Number one, there's also tennis court. You also have your pickleball court, swimming pools. And of course, on the top here, this facing is actually towards the hospital. Here will be towards the waterfront living. And for block 34 is the closest, have a direct link bridge towards the MRT also.
Okay, so in terms of key features, definitely one of the top things on the list is the convenience that you are going to get, because right downstairs you are going to have 20,000 square meters of commercial space, which is very huge actually. And you are going to have retail, your dining options, and also community spaces, because this is a very populated area already with all the HDB and BTO clusters around you, right? So amongst all these clusters, there's also even more food options and HDB. And then you are also 10 minutes walk to Plantation Plaza, which is one of the main shopping malls at the moment in the neighborhood of Tengah, and 2 bus stops to Park Point, which is another shopping center. The next key feature is none other than your connectivity, because the new Jurong Regional MRT line is going to be built in a process of building. It starts from Choa Chu Kang and goes all the way into NTU with some sublines here to Jurong East and the future Jurong Industrial Estate. So where are we located is right here, Hongka MRT. You are one stop away from the so-called interchange point where you can further go down 5 stops to Jurong East. 5 stops down, you can reach Boon Lay, where you will have your mega mall Jurong Point. And then if you happen to study in NTU or you work in NTU, it's also very convenient. You can just take the train in this way. All the future Jurong Industrial Estate District, right? You are also directly connected by MRT. So you can also expect a certain level of rental demand, from the people that are working in all these areas, be it Jurong East, Jurong West, the future industrial area, or NTU. You are very well connected to these places. So the next key feature is the education options around you. Of course, not all these schools are within 1 km of you. We know that ACS is moving to Tengah, but I don't think it's 1 km to Tengah Garden Residences. Pioneer Primary School should be. As we know, the Gifted Education Program, GEP, was decommissioned some time ago. And earlier this year, this news came up where there's going to be this new initiative where advanced students can take all these advanced modules after school at 15 centers around Singapore. So Pioneer Primary School is going to be one of them, and I think it's going to be exciting given that this news was released.
Okay, so this will be the artist's impression. You can imagine this will be the waterfront living. The developer even put a person canoeing here. So you just imagine yourself canoeing in this waterfront lah.
I think it's going to be a bit like Singapore river lifestyle kind of thing. They have I don't know they can do dragon boat competition here or not.
We don't know lah, but then you can just imagine this type of frontage that you have also.
Yeah.
Very nice. Okay, moving on, it'll be the unit mix. So from this unit mix, we can see that it ranges from the 1 bedroom all the way to 4 bedroom.
Yes.
And we have also done up the percentage split already. So 1 and 2 bedroom makes up 40%, 3 to 4 bedroom makes up 60%. Later, we'll dive deeper into the layout itself.
This is the unit distribution, pretty straightforward. Each stack is one layout type. There are just some windows in certain blocks where a few levels of units are taken out for the sky terrace.
So next will be the common questions. Number 1 will be Tengah Residences is very ulu, so still can buy or not. And second will be where is the competition from the surrounding ECs. Third will be where is the sweet spot for the project.
So the first question is whether Tengah itself as a location, is it a concern? Some people think that it's not attractive enough. How to address this is maybe we can dive deeper and understand as to what is exactly happening in this area, what is government's vision for this area. And the second most important question from an exit perspective is we always want to find out whether there is price support or not. Basically, whether people around, the upgraders around the area, are they able to pay for your exit? So we'll dive into that. Okay, so firstly, what is happening in Tengah? As we know, the government's decentralization plan is to, move some of the regional activities outwards so that it's not all concentrated within downtown, right? Which is why in the past we have seen Punggol Digital District coming up, the Tampines Region Centre coming up, Greater One North as well, and Jurong Lake and Jurong Innovation District are the next up and coming ones. Okay, so what are the phases in terms of this transformation? First is getting the population in, where government would start building BTOs, okay, having people come live in this area, which is true, right? Because in the past few years, lots of BTOs have launched in Tengah at relatively affordable pricing as well. So it's inviting people and the social activities in to start building the community. Next phase is what we call the infrastructure phase, where government starts to build more connectivity, which is why we see Jurong Regional Line being built. So it is helping more people transit into the area, to bring more traffic into the area, to lead into the third phase, which is what we call integration or the building of the economy, where the workforce actually start coming in when the area is mature enough in terms of, there's transport, there's amenities, there's community. That's when the area start to prosper. So we have also seen something of such a transformation happening, the entire journey of it, right? In Punggol, in the past, if you say 10, 15 years ago, if you speak about Punggol, people will feel like, wow, it's so ulu, right? Never hear before, it's so out of the way. But today, it is a thriving and a very populous community itself.
Yep.
Right? And how does all this affect the housing prices in the neighborhood itself? We can take Punggol itself as a case study. Okay, if we look at this chart, right, the blue bars are your condo supplies. So where the blue bars have an influx, right, that is when you have your new launches where the condos are selling. So the red bars are the HDB supplies, what we call like maybe the BTOs, and when it comes to MOP, you see that there are certain spikes in the HDB supplies as well. So how do the prices interact? We can see that in times of high private supply but low HDB MOP volume, prices of private condo downwards, right? Because there is high supply, low demand. Okay, but in times where you have lots of HDB supplies coming up, they are coming to MOP. What is this? They are actually demand for private because these people, they are HDB MOP, they can cash out, unlock their funds and upgrade, right? So in these periods of time, but if met with no condo launches, no supply, so got demand but no supply, what happens to the price? Goes up. Okay, then afterwards you see there's a new condo launch, then the price stabilize a bit, and then afterwards again no more new condos, but then more and more MOP, then the price of the private condos increase again. So it's quite a simple logic of demand and supply interaction affecting the prices of condos. So where is Tengah right now in the cycle is also that there is lots of BTOs, right? And they are going to start to MOP next year onwards. So as of today, there is no BTO that has reached their MOP because it has just started building and people are collecting their keys over the last few years, right? The first batch of HDBs are going to MOP sometime next year. So over the next few years, you will see the building of the MOP volume going up. And yet, okay, so far there is not much private supplies other than the wave of ECs. So where Tengah is coming in is introducing these private condo supplies. And maybe a little more about Tengah itself is also that Tengah is extremely huge, right? It's actually a very big area. And it's actually divided into 6 different districts. The business district, Garden, Plantation, the Park District, Brickland District, where it is closer to Choa Chu Kang already, and the Forest Hill District. So where is Tengah Garden Residences? It's in the Garden District, as the name suggests, right? So the Garden District is meant to be an area for really lifestyle living, close to nature, etc., which is why you are building this lake in the area. Okay, so in terms of what's next for Tengah, right? So Tengah Garden Residences, of course, is the first private residential, but upcoming there's going to be more condos. Why? We already know that there is the next plot of land that is marked and we expect to be the next land for sale. Is this blue plot of land over here along the MRT line right next stop? It's quite a big piece of land. Blue color meaning it's going to be a mixed commercial residential use, likely an integrated development. Okay, we can only expect or imagine what price this one will launch at. This also means that there's going to be upcoming more and more private condos
in the surrounding area
coming out in the surrounding as well.
Okay, so in terms of the price support, in the next couple of years, we know that there will be close to 21,000 HDB MOP supply hitting the area. So why is this important? Is because today, if you're going to buy Tengah Garden Residences, in future, your first group of buyers is also potentially going to be all these surrounding HDB owners, and we want to deep dive and understand whether they are able to easily pay for your future exit price. So how do you do that? Let's say we were to dive deeper. Let's say we look into Park Flora 4-room HDB. The starting price will be at close to $310,000. For 4-room, 5-room is at $420,000. Then of course, there's no transaction in the surrounding yet. If we were to look at the next nearest area, we can look at Bukit Batok. We can see that the 4-room here is already transacted at $720,000, 5-room as high as $840,000. So how do we calculate? Let's say for a 4-room, the 4-room, if we were to use $720,000, okay, minus their buying price of $310,000, there will be $410K. Okay, $410K plus their initial down payment and all their CPF use over the couple of years, over the 5 years, 6 years, that will be estimated to be about $90,000. Example. Okay, with that, there's funds of $500,000. So 500,000 you divide by 30%, how much is that?
1.67 million.
1.67 mil. So for the this will be the 4-room. Now for the 5-room, how do we do it? 820 minus their buying price of 420, there will be 400,000 or so. Correct?
Yep.
plus their initial down payment plus their CPF use, because it's a bigger purchase, let's say it's about 120,000. That'll be 520. Divide by 30%, 1.73 million.
So this is on the basis of not having to top up any further money, right? But if over the next few years, these owners, they also have their own savings or investment to further put in as a down payment, then the budget will be...
And they also could potentially save up more CPF over the years when they are working.
Yes.
Right. So not forgetting that this is the current price of now.
Current HDB resale
Current
prices that we are
HDB
using.
price.
Yes.
In future, we're going to sell is going to be 4-5 years down the road, and we foresee that in this area of all the transformation, etc., all the HDB prices here should also increase. So with that, the price support will definitely be there in this area.
And actually Park Flora is already one of the newer HDB clusters over here. They are actually the older ones that will MOP next year, etc. Actually, all these older BTO clusters, their entry price is even lower than this. It's just that I've just taken Park Flora as the example here.
Yep.
So yeah, the price support is more or less there, at least for 2 or 3 bedless future exit price is there.
Easily
Right?
there. Yep. Good.
Yeah. So far we have been really talking about all the good points about Tengah Garden Residences, painting it in a very positive light, right? So of course there will be this question, if it's really so good and so irresistible, how can it be so affordable?
That's because we can clearly see from this chart that the developer bought it at the cheapest in the whole of Singapore, right? So of course, if they buy the cheapest in Singapore, they can probably also launch at the cheapest in Singapore as well.
They can launch very competitively.
Yes.
So that's what's happening here, okay?
So for the second question will be understanding the competition from the surrounding ECs, because buyers out there will have similar concerns, which is the number of ECs that will MOP in the near future. So there will be 2 questions that you want to understand. Number 1, how is the timeline going to be for the future EC that will MOP? And also what kind of unit type that you're going to buy that will potentially fit into this gap. So we go into the MOP supply timeline. There's a few ECs that will MOP. Number 1, Copen Grand. Number 2, Altura that we already know. Lumina Grand, Novo Place and Auto Place. So the earliest competition that you potentially will face will be Copen Grand, which will MOP in 2030. Because Tengah Garden Residences will also TOP during the same period of 2030. So if we look into the unit type itself, there's only 11 2-bedrooms. The rest are all actually bigger unit types. For the rest of all the projects, there isn't any small bedroom type. Most of them are all towards the bigger unit types. In terms of Tengah Garden Residences, we also understand that 40% are the smaller units, which is the 1 and 2 bedrooms. So this will actually fit into the supply gap within this area. If today you're going to buy a bigger unit type, 3 or 4 bedroom, then we also want to understand what kind of layout that you're going to look at to be able to exit easier compared to the surrounding EC layout. Today, if you're going to buy a 2 bedroom in Tengah Garden Residences, you might not need to worry on the timeline, because in this area, there's no supply of all the 2 bedroom. But if you're going to buy a bigger unit, let's say 3 or 4 bedroom, you also want to take note of the surrounding ECs that will hit the market in time to come in 2031 all the way to 2033. So if you're going to buy a 3 or 4 bedroom, there could be 2 windows for you. Number 1, you sell upon TOP period, before all the surrounding ECs actually hit its MOP, or otherwise the second window will be potentially holding longer, maybe in 2035 when all the surrounding ECs have slowly sell over a few years, then you start to list your market to sell.
So this is
List
to
your unit
avoid,
to sell.
this is to kind of avoid like being in direct competition, where we already know that there's going to be an influx of supply in this period between 2031 and 2033. So when there's a lot of supply of the same similar products, then going to be very competitive.
So that will be for 3 and 4 bedroom. So for example, 2 bedroom, when there's no supply, what happens? We give an example. This is in Punggol. We can see that in the surrounding, there's also no supply of all the 1 and 2 bedrooms. The only option for buyers, if they want to buy a 1 bedroom, will only be River Isle. In the surrounding area, all ECs,
Water Bay,
all no 1 bedroom. And when that happens, right, when there's no supply but there's demand in it, we can see the profitability for 1 bedroom actually hit even 300,000. It's quite a lot for a 1 bedroom or so. And for the 2 bedroom, as high as close to 500,000 or so. So another example will be in Choa Chu Kang area. We can see that Seoul Acres, of course Seoul Acres is an EC, but in the surrounding, same thing, there's also no 1 bedroom supply and a very low supply of the 2 bedrooms. So what happens in this scenario? Even for the surrounding one bedroom, the profits, wow, this one has as high as close to $500,000, $450,000 for 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom as high as close to 600,000.
So actually these are all very promising results in terms of resale for 1 or 2 bedrooms, because generally in today's resale market, we can obviously see that the smaller bedroom types move slower. Like at new launch time, actually the smaller unit types, they sell very well, because of course the quantum is more palatable, especially for investors who are more budget sensitive. So the smaller bedroom type always sell very fast during launch days, right? Then later on resale, whether it perform as well is another question, because if a majority part of the new launch buyers are investors, then usually investors holding period is also shorter So in 4 to 5 years time, they would start selling already. Then once a project TOP, usually when a new project TOP, you go onto Property Guru, right? You can really see a lot of listings, much more listings of the 1 and 2 bedroom than the 3 bedroom one. That's because the investors are starting to sell. Right, all of them start selling together. Whereas in terms of the own stay demand or the next resale investors demand might not be that much to catch up with that level of supply that has suddenly entered the market. So when that supply is higher and the demand is unable to catch up, then it might not be so good for your price to hold up, right? But in these scenarios where we are seeing that actually in the whole area, when there is very limited supply of 1 or 2 bedroom itself, the supply and demand will become more balanced, or the supply is lower then the demand is still there. That's why the prices are still able to hold up well in the resale market. So the conclusion is that in the Tengah area, it is also of a similar scenario where the market currently there does not have such unit types. So when it comes to resale and your HDB upgraders that are not able to afford the 3-bedroom quantum, but they still want to upgrade, then they will be looking at your 2-beders. And in the whole area, because you are the first condo, the next condo is not up yet, then if they want to look at 2-bedder, their only option is you.
Yeah.
So then your price might be more supported from that front as well. Okay, so the last part of this segment is the sweet spot strategy analysis. So we have covered the sweet spot analysis in quite detail in the past few videos. The most detailed one will be in the river model analysis. So there's 2 parts to this analysis, right? First thing is we always want to identify the USP of the project first. Then accordingly on launch day when the full pricing is out, we can quickly see, okay, what pricing strategy has the developer adopted and then where exactly is the sweet spot. Okay, so for Tengah Garden Residences, what is our USP?
Definitely will be the waterfront living, and second will be the direct access to the MRT.
Okay, so in terms of the waterfront living, I think we can expect some form of like view premium, right, for the blocks that are facing the waterfront, because that is quite a unique feature over here. And in terms of actually pricing, right, this is the starting prices for each of the unit type. Actually, we can see that there is a bit of the unit mix premium happening over here, right? Where the bigger unit types, actually you see the 2-bedder is at about 1.8k PSF, and then 3-bedder is 1.9, then 4-bedder is 2k PSF. So actually there's a bit of this unit premium happening here. So I think these 2 definitely view and unit type premium we can really expect it to be happening. Now what does this mean is that the blocks that have the river view and also as well as the bigger unit types, they will actually have what we call the loading.
Yep.
But floor jump is definitely going, more or less will be that one. It's just how aggressive they are, right?
Yep.
So in terms of where are the sweet spots, right? I think it also depends on which unit type or what your budget is. Because let's say if you are looking at 3 or 4 bedders, then if you know that the premium is in the views, the premium is in the bigger unit type, so then maybe within all the 3-bedroom layout, or let's say within all the 4-bedroom layouts, maybe the bigger ones are even more expensive, have the loading, the PSF, then we don't need to go so big.
Yep.
We can go for the slightly smaller unit type that still fulfill all your needs.
Yep.
Then maybe get somewhere that has the
Waterfront living.
Yes. Where you can have some glimpse of you can have a good view.
Mm.
Okay, either that or you'll be close to the MRT, right? Because if the view premium is too much, not worth it, then you'd rather be closer to the MRT and have that level of convenience. And then depending on for that particular block, how aggressive is the per floor jump? If it's reasonable, you can go higher floor.
Yep.
If it's very aggressive, then we don't need to go so high floor.
Yep.
And then I think over here, interestingly, is also because some of these blocks that are right next to the MRT, right? Some might have the concern of, is it going to be noisy, etc. Will the MRT tracks, because this MRT is above ground, it's not the underground one. So then will it affect my view and things like that? So at this part, we are not sure how high the MRT tracks are going to be, at which level will it actually clear the view of the MRT. So, and how will that affect the per floor jump? That one we will only have visibility on the launch day itself. So depending on that, then you want to select your units accordingly. Based on the information that we have right now, what we can say is maybe don't need to go for such big unit types. something that fit your needs. Try to get a good view without too much premium if possible. Otherwise, be close to the MRT. And depending on how aggressive the per floor jump is, then you decide the unit, the level. Okay?
Okay.
Can?
Okay, and this is the preview date which is already happening. This will be our WhatsApp number, so feel free to WhatsApp us if you need more details or want to ask more questions on it. Okay, next. In terms of, lastly, will be the unit type analysis. Let's dive straight into it. Okay, so moving on to the first unit type will be the one bedroom. Total of 6 units spread across 6 blocks. And for this one bedroom, key thing is going to be under $1 million. It's very affordable as well. Nothing fancy. Come in is a very straightforward galley kitchen with 1 living, 1 bedroom, 1 toilet.
Yeah.
For both layouts also.
Yeah, they're just mirror image of each other. Only 6 units.
Okay.
For 2 bedrooms, there are 5 layouts. There is 1 layout of 2 bed, 2 bath, 3 layout of 2 bed, 2 bath, and then 1 more 2 plus study. Okay, let's look at the 2 bed, 1 bath first.
So for this 2 bed, 1 bath, there are a total of 8 stacks come in. Firstly, there's a tuck-away kitchen, and the kitchen, there's actually a glass panel which brightens up the whole place as well, and just a dumbbell layout. So very standard 2 bed, 1 bath.
Yeah. Okay, so coming to the 2 bed, 2 baths, over here we see that there are 3 types, 2B, 2C, and 2C1, spread across 8 stacks. Okay, so actually in terms of the layout, not much difference amongst all of them. For all of them, you come in, is your dumbbell layout, 2 bedrooms, 1 here and 1 here. You have 1 Jack and Jill toilet, and then you have 1 ensuite master bath. Okay, your kitchen is tucked away similar to the 2 bed, 1 bath one, and you have a glass panel here which allows the light to shine into your kitchen, that it wouldn't be so dark. Okay, this is size is 657 square feet, and then this is 667 square feet. The 10 square feet difference is quite negligible. It might have gone into one of the rooms. So the bigger difference is actually the facings. So some of them, they are facing inwards the pool or inwards facing each other with quite a good block to block distance. But for 2B, this one is facing outwards, which we know the outwards over there is the hospital side. Okay. Next is the 2 bed plus study layout. So this is 753 square feet. Okay, again, coming in, actually it's not much difference in terms of layout. Coming in is also your tuck-away kitchen with a glass panel. Then you have your 2 bedrooms and 2 bathroom dumbbell layout. It's just that you have a study over here. Okay, where you have a Jack and Jill access here also to the common bathroom. Here you can go in, here you can come out.
You also notice one thing, that all of these are unfortunately not hackable.
Yeah, the walls are solid all over here, so you wouldn't be able to hack. So where are these blocks located? There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 stacks. So one of it is over here facing inwards. Okay, and pretty close to the MRT side, and then all the other 6 stacks are on the other side of the development. So some of these probably will have a bit of the lake view. Okay, then the rest, I mean, they are all kind of facing inwards towards each other. So in terms of pricing for the 2 bedders, is starting at
1.1.
Oh wow, 1.1 million. But of course that will be for the 2 bed 1 bath lah. So then coming to the 2 bed 2 bath, and depending on which stack is it, do you have a good view, etc., then the price might climb up to maybe 1.2, 1.3.
Maybe the
1.4.
2 plus study could be about 1.3 plus million, which is actually a very, very good price in today's market for brand new.
Yes. So I think in terms of preference, honestly, not much, because all the layouts are very, very similar. It's just your dumbbell. I think the good thing is that all of them have a tuck-away kitchen, which is great for the 2 bedders. In terms of preference, I don't think we have a very strong preference in terms of any of the layout. I think it all boils down to the price, because let's say if the unit premium, let's say the 2 plus study is a lot more expensive than the normal 2 bed 2 bath, then it's a question of, is it worth it to pay that much more premium for just 1 more study area? Right, things like that. Okay, so for the 3 bedrooms, there's quite a number of layouts, 11 of them. 3 of it is a compact layout, meaning no store, no yard. And then you have 1 with just a storeroom, and then 7 different layouts with both the store and yard. Okay, we start with the compact layout, this 797 square feet layout. So coming in, you also kind of have like a dumbbell layout where you have 1 bedroom over here, and then the other 2 bedrooms are tucked away at this side with a common toilet with a window, and your master ensuite bathroom with a window. Okay, so actually for this layout, this compact layout, there is only 1 stack 23 over here, which is very, very close to the MRT. So if you don't mind, maybe this might have like one of the best pricing also.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. This is the other two compact layout at 818 square feet and 829 square feet. So these are
The traditional layout.
traditional layout and they are just mirror image of each other. The only difference slightly is in the amount of the foyer space. Okay, so coming in, you have a tuck away kitchen, fully tucked away, and with gas stove as well, and then a window over here, which is great. You have a separate dining and living area. Okay, 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms with windows as well.
Good.
So this is the type 3A 818 square feet is over here, right at the corner here, facing outwards. Okay, 829 square feet is just a mirror image. There is more stacks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stacks, 65 units. It's spread out across in the development. Of course, there are blocks. There's a stack closest to the MRT also. Maybe this one will be a little more attractively priced. Then the rest is spread over here. This stack over here will have a good view of the lake. This one as well. And then these two are facing again outwards. Okay?
Yep.
So that's all for the 3-bed compact layouts. And
Moving
then
on
we come
to the
to 3-bedroom plus store. So this is also very similar because it's also your traditional layout. Coming, you have a bit of foyer space, and you have your tuck away kitchen again with your gas stove, a window. Then you have this storage space here or a storeroom where the walls are
hackable. Yep.
So if you hack this down, you can, I mean, depending if you need the storeroom space or you need to use it as a helper room, you can. If not, you can open this entire space up. You can do like an open concept kitchen. Or you can do an island counter over here as well.
Or maybe a study space.
Yeah, or study space, you just hack this wall, but you don't hack this wall, also can, right? Then separate dining and living, then 3-bedroom and 2 bathroom. Okay, this one, there's quite a number of them, 82 units, again, spread all across the entire development. So this one will really depend on the pricing, whether the loading is, in terms of facing. Maybe those with the pool view might be a bit more expensive. Then you have to see whether the premium justifies it or not. Okay, then we come to the premium layouts of the 3 bedrooms where you have both household shelter and a yard. So in this area, we can actually say that household shelter is pretty important if you are trying to target like the HDB upgraders. A household shelter is quite important. Why? Because
the surrounding HDBs, they also have all their bomb shelter, and this will actually replicate the same.
Yeah. Okay, not very big differences. In terms of the size, I think the 10 plus square feet difference is coming from the foyer space again, right? Because this one has really no foyer space. You come in, it's your unit already. And in terms of the location of where your household shelter is. So this one, the type 3E 969 square feet one, the household shelter is tucked away in the kitchen. Right, and then of course you have your yard and etc. And then your WC, only this one, the WC also has a window. So pretty good. Then the other two layouts, the household shelter is when you come into your unit, then on the side. You come into your unit, then on the side is your household shelter. Okay? Then the rest is a pretty common traditional layout, right? This one is facing outwards, this one is facing inwards. Okay, then the next tier of the 3-bedroom with household shelter with yard. Okay, this one, where the difference is, this is 1012 square feet. The space has gone to a mini walk-in wardrobe in your master bedroom. Okay, so similarly, the rest of it is, same traditional, and then your household shelter is in the kitchen. This one, WC, has window. Okay, 2 stacks each. 2 stacks of this, one is facing outwards, one is facing inside towards the pool. So maybe the facing pool one might be a bit more expensive. Okay, so this is the most premium of the 3 bedrooms at 1023 and 1033 square feet. Where has the space gone into the walk-in wardrobe? So instead of a straight walk-in wardrobe, this one you have like a dedicated corner to it here. And then this one also is like longer. And you notice over here, the walk-in wardrobe has a window. So it will brighten up this room as well. Okay, household shelter is tucked away in both kitchens.
Potential vanity room as well because of the natural light coming in.
Yes, it's going to be very nice. So this 1033 square feet, there's a number of blocks, 70 units spread across the developments. Okay, and then this one, there's only 1 step over here. Again, the difference is in your facings, and then you have to see where the premium is at.
So on preference on layout, we definitely recommend, if possible, try to have a household shelter and yard because this actually fits the surrounding needs in terms of the future HDB.
Yes. Okay. And another thing is, I think it also again boils down to the pricing, right? So from 900 plus square feet jump to a 1012 jump to a 1033 square feet. Actually, between the 1012 and 1033, in terms of the layout and usable space difference is maybe not that huge. So depends on what is the price jump. Are they loading a lot more premium for the slightly bigger units? Then we just be a bit more sensitive to that in terms of the value, right? Okay, lastly, we come to the four bedroom. There are 6 layouts.
Yep.
Okay, so these first 3 layouts all have the same size, 1130 square feet. Each layout has 1 or maximum 2 stacks. They are all concentrated here, which is closer towards the waterfront area. Some blocks are facing outwards, some blocks are facing inwards. Okay, in terms of the layout, they are pretty standard. They are all your traditional layouts. You come in, then you have your kitchen area all nicely tucked away with your household shelter over there, a window in your WC, and also a yard area. Okay, 3 bedrooms lining up and 1 bedroom on the other side. You have a common bathroom and 1 ensuite bathroom for your master bedroom, as well as a corner for your walk-in wardrobe. Okay, so in terms of layout, not that much difference.
Yep.
Okay. Then the next is a slightly bigger 1023 square feet. Coming in, your kitchen has a glass panel, very nice, and then your separate dining and living area again. Household shelter, yard, WC with window at the back, and then similarly, this is your bedrooms and a bathroom with a walk-in wardrobe. The other one is also similar. It's all quite similar. It's just a placement of, where is the household shelter and then where is this one, the walk-in wardrobe is a little more exclusive. So the master bedroom is slightly bigger. The space has gone here. Your walk-in wardrobe is really like tucked away. You come in here, you have a little nook for your dressing area. Okay, so this 1259 is the biggest layout, is over here, 3 stacks. So these 2 might have quite good view of your waterfront. And then this one is facing inwards here. Okay. Last 2 layout, 1249. Very similar to the 125-ish layout actually, because you have quite a big master bedroom with your little nook of a walk-in wardrobe, this one as well. And the household shelter is in the kitchen with your WC with a window.
We also noticed that all the 4 bedrooms mostly are loaded with all the premium views, all the waterfront living.
They are all concentrated around all these areas. So we can also likely expect, firstly, your unit mix premium is there, and then maybe the view premium.
People will definitely, are actually usually okay to pay a premium because the view are actually very hard to come by, not easy to get a unit, and the view is actually very, very nice. Similar to like all the sea view.
Yeah, especially in Tengah Garden, right? So we are in the Garden District. It's actually the lifestyle district of the entire Tengah vicinity, right? So maybe just be a bit sensitive in terms of the per floor jump, because for the lakefront view, you don't need to be so high level to enjoy it. Maybe the lower floors, you also get a very good view already. Then that's how you get a little more value for your money over there.
Okay, so with that, we have ended our Tengah Garden Residences. Once again, preview dates are here, and feel free to contact us, and we look forward to hearing from you again.
See you.
Bye-bye.